I am so excited about today's session as we continue to cultivate together intimacy with Jesus. I'm going to be giving you 2 keys that are one of the same, that have blessed me in such a way that I used to feel the pressure, if that makes sense, of having to be with Jesus, being alone with him. I would, set alarm clocks and do all these great diligent things, but it became a chore. It became a burden. But these 2 keys have brought such ease and simplicity in my walk with him, in my intimacy with Jesus, and I can't wait to share them with you. So here we go. So in Isaiah 57:15, it says, "Though I dwell in the most high places, I also dwell in the lowliest of hearts and contrite in spirit." Humility and lowliness / a contrite heart are the 2 keys that bring forth ease and simplicity in your love life with Jesus. You see, the Lord is enthroned. The Psalms say, high and lifted up. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of his throne. All these beautiful poetic words that describe his majesty. Isaiah, I believe 5 or 6, it says, "And the seraphim sing, and the train of the Lord's robe fills the temple, and they say, holy, holy, holy." So he is high and lifted up, exalted, seated at the right hand of the Father. But there is an element of lowliness to Jesus that we see clearly when he entered into the earth. He is so humble and so low that he was willing to put aside his majesty and glory that he had, and came into the earth, wrapped himself in sinful flesh, depended on his earthly mother Mary to live and to be raised along with his earthly father Joseph, given over to sinful hands to be crucified and put to death. These elements of humility and lowliness are actually keys to accessing deep places of intimacy with Jesus. When I experienced challenges in life, whether I want to call them suffering or whether I want to call them challenges, nevertheless, when I gave myself and stopped resisting the challenges, but just accepting that this is where I'm at right now in life, and gave myself over with all humility and lowliness to Jesus, there I experienced the refreshing and comforting presence of God. In my book, The Face of Jesus, I talk about this and how his face in Hebrew is panim. It is best defined as the multifaceted face of God. He is full of expression and emotion. And there's so many different levels and levels of experience to his presence. And one of them is found when our hearts are humble and low. You see, when we come before God with proud hearts or hands that are full of our things and the things of this world, the Holy Spirit's a gentleman. He's not going to force his way through the clutter, but he will knock and wait for your heart to open. Wait for my heart to open. And the key is humility. It's being low. The word worship in Hebrew points to lowliness, bowing, giving reverence, placing your face on the floor, actually. This Hebrew word, barak, one of my favorite words, one of the Hebrew words of praise. And it's to lay low and worship him with your face on the ground, just adoring him at his feet. This posture is the key to living and abiding in his presence. Humility is the only way in and the only way to remain. Aside from that, there's only striving and the sense of fatigue and it's a burden and it feels like a chore, and it is not a delight. We're not receiving what he came here for. He came so that we may be restored into oneness and union with him, to experience him at all seasons, in all times, at every moment. He just loves being with us. And so I want to give this and impart this to you, that you may turn away from some of the things that hinder you from experiencing him, and just open your heart with all humility and let him ruin you with love. Just like I love saying all the time, ruin me with love, Lord. Bring humility to my heart so that I may know you, so that I may know you. And that leads me to our next conversation, knowing Jesus. And so stay tuned. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. God bless you guys, and keep cultivating.